Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grunt Speak Live, episode 134, filmed on location in Joe Biden's America, where everything's made up and the facts don't matter. That's right, the facts are just like Jeffrey Epstein's autopsy report. I'm Toxic Male. That's Terrence Pott.
What's up, Flamers?
Flame on! Welcome to another Thought Thursday, gentlemen. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, listen, the world is just so goddamn crazy. It's kind of nice to talk about stuff that is kind of mind-numbing.
Yeah, but hey, you know, some great news today. Florida voted to take away all of Disney's sovereignty packages, all their tax breaks. Now the people of Florida are going to get an extra, $200 million in potential taxes from Disney.
What is actually going to happen here? All right, now, I actually read up on this. Okay. Disney was allowed to operate as its own principality, like a county.
Since like the 60s, right?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. So basically, they can hire, they can fire, they tax, they enforce their own laws, and so forth. Now, what has happened is that's gone away. So now, the Florida State proper is their authorities are going to come in and take a look at what's going on, and I can almost guarantee you, Disney is going to get hit with all kinds of violations and fines.
Would not shock me.
Listen, I've been there. I saw some of the crazy shit that goes on there. And I'm like, if they ever have OSHA show up here, people are going to get fucking sued.
Yeah.
And the EPA, the EPA, the minimum, if the EPA walks on your job site, they're not walking off until they get a check for at least $180,000.
They want their pound of flesh.
Yeah, I mean, they don't show up and leave empty-handed. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. So what's this ride here? Was this Butt Pirates of the Caribbean? It seems legit. All right, let's move on to the next one.
It seems legit. Hey, look, everyone's into their own thing. Whatever.
Captain Jack Swallow. No, Sparrow. I'm sorry. I always read that wrong. It's disgusting.
Oh, yeah. And old Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah.
He is doing quite well during that lawsuit.
When I saw him on the stand, the way that he's almost heckling her attorney. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like he's in the middle of a story and he stops himself. He's like, not going to be a hearsay objection. You sure? You sure about that? Oh, that's right. I'm the one with the video evidence and eyewitnesses. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I know. But here's the weird part, though, is Amber Heard has all of Johnny's text messages, but he doesn't have any of hers.
It's weird how that works.
That's fucked up. It's
almost like you can easily Photoshop those.
Well, I don't know. I just think if you're going to be grabbing people's text messages, everyone involved should have their text messages put into the pot.
Amen to that.
Well, hey, what do I know,
Yeah. I'm just glad that at the very least, she has some consequences. They officially pulled her out of Aquaman 2, which, I mean, we've known about this evidence, and it's been public domain now for, 2 years? And they're just we can't judge, because vagina and reasons.
Believe all women. I got you.
I mean, it's hilarious.
But the thing is Johnny Depp, the Pirates of the Caribbean, that franchise is pretty much coming to an end.
Oh, yeah, without him, they're not going to have anything.
Fantastic Beasts. I don't think they're going to make another one.
The new one, it's apparently been a pretty big bomb, yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, it does. Because, I kind of like the Harry Potter's, series.
Well, I think everybody was just kind of pottered out after Deathly Hallows. Because I know I had no interest in the Fantastic Beasts series when it came out. I was like, really?
I only want sucks. My daughter loves Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That's it.
I finally watched the new ones because I was like, I'll give them a shot. They're not bad. It's a different take on the world.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, I would say that they traded up with their recasting to Mads Mikkelsen because I think he's awesome. But after you go out of your way to establish a character and you give him such a unique look,
And then you change it.
and then you change it in midstream, you're like, what the fly? And they changed another character too, randomly recast him for no reason.
Who?
I don't even remember the character's name. That'll tell you how memorable he is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm usually like if you're gonna like swap out a leading role in a movie, and for like in a sequel or something, I lose a lot of, motivation to go see that.
Because there was no reason to cut him out.
No.
They knew by the time they rolled film on this that he was innocent.
Well, what happened is this, and this is just my opinion. Amber Heard released to the world all of this horrible shit Johnny did. She had all of those fake pictures, and the virtue signalers at Disney pulled the plug on him, and so did the rest of Hollywood.
Yep.
And it's turning out, as we've gone through this whole, trial, we're only in a week in, that it is, man, this Amber Heard, she just, I'm going to be honest.
Piece of work doesn't even cover it.
No, that woman is, from what I've been hearing in this trial, was nothing but a straight up 100% cunt. That's the only word I can put on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, ridiculously hot women are useless because they've never had to be useful. And sometimes that realization makes them violent. What can you do?
Well, actually, women are just as violent as men.
Oh, yeah.
We're just better at it.
Well, in domestic violence situations, unreciprocated domestic violence is triggered 70% of the time by women. That's an official Harvard study. Of course, it's been buried because feminists were like, you're going to take attention away from victims. Fuck off.
Well, you can't hide the numbers. All you really got to do is look at the domestic violence for same-sex marriages for...
Oh, yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah, it's like 15 rounds with Apollo up in there.
It's worse than that, man.
We did have a couple of missed chats from Tuesday. It was really weird. I reloaded both emails before we ended. And then all of a sudden, after we wrapped, I checked both emails, and it backloaded about a half an hour. I'm like, you mother fornicator. So I'm going to make sure I take care of those two.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Dynaside13 wanted to remind everyone that Tuesday was the anniversary of the end of the Waco siege. Never forget that the ATF and FBI, to save their public relations after the Ruby Ridge cluster fornication, laid siege, committed war crimes against U.S. citizens, killed 86 people, including over a dozen children, by burning them alive, all because one guy was a creep and they wanted a photo op to improve their image. Furthermore, don't forget, the child sniffer in chief's first actions was to nominate an evil degenerate who stood on the burned corpses of those children for trophy pictures to lead the ATF.
Yeah.
And don't forget that alphabet agencies are likely to do it all again over the new 80% forced reset trigger, and brace rulings decided not by an act of Congress, but by corrupt, unconstitutional, anti-American bureaucrats who will burn your children alive and then pose for pictures on their bones. Yowza!
That is fucking brutal. Now, that's a good one. Now, if I was on the scene back then and I was working for the ATF or the FBI, I literally would have camped out there 2 weeks prior, and when he came out running in the morning, roll up on him with a sack of nickels, cuff him, stuff him, and that's it. It's over.
That's right.
It's over.
Put your $5 ass to sleep so I can make change, bitch.
Well, you know, granted, he had a warrant for his arrest. I got it, and I thought it was kind of flimsy. But hey, what do I know?
Yeah.
But, it wasn't worth burning to death all those people.
No.
That was such a fucking...
He was just a wacko Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it was.
That's it. He was a wacko.
He was wacko and Waco.
Didn't he try to say that he was the second coming or some shit? And that was his whole thing for getting those people in the compound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of nuts. But, he did survive a gut shot without any surgical intervention.
Lucky gut shot.
Yeah, he literally was gut shot for quite some time.
Good time.
And he survived. That's next to impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, because gut shots back in the Old West, that was a death sentence because there wasn't anything they could do for you.
That was very unpleasant. Very unpleasant.
All right, we had one last chat from Tuesday here. From Michael. While walking into a Walmart today, there were a bunch of blue and purple-haired freaks with signs protesting something about... who cares? Anyways, I pushed my way through and crop dusted them with one of those farts that feels like you drank diesel fuel and ate burning tires. All I could hear was gagging and a shrill voice exclaiming, "What the fuck is that smell?" Since I was the only one walking in, the greeter, an older man in his late 70s, bent over laughing and gave me a thumbs up. Best day of 2022 so far.
A room clearing meat fart.
Check it out, ladies.
I like it.
A tactical fart nuke.
I like it.
As Jackal would say. That's still like the funniest story we've heard on the show in a while. It is nasty, though.
Oh, my God. That's an understatement.
If you're farting so bad you're making people puke, you need to rethink your diet.
There's a competition you need to enter. Because...
what kind of competition is this?
Well, in the Army, we would have guys who... we had like 3 guys who had some of the worst ass gas you can imagine. And
the mad shitter.
One Saturday, when I was running CQ, I went and tracked them down. I'm like, we're going to have a competition on who can generate the nastiest gas.
Ooh.
And are you in? They're like, yeah. Who's the test bed? The day room.
Oh.
Okay. So, like, guys are in there watching the movie. The guy number 1 sits down. And they sit back there and count all the people who leave the room. How many people gag? Who complains about it?
That's hilarious.
It was pretty funny. I was bored.
Yeah, it's good times though. Hey, sometimes you get bored. Sometimes idle hands are the devil's playground. Sometimes idle hands create genius.
Yeah.
I would say this one hits probably somewhere in the middle.
It's pretty close.
Pretty close. All right, so tonight's theme, if you couldn't tell from looking at the title, is we want to know how you guys nuked your relationships, how you set your own death trap, what have you. Is it going to be as bad as the woman that we're going to be covering after this first article? I guess you guys are going to have to be the judge.
Well, the thing is this. Everyone's got those stories.
Oh, yeah.
But most of the time... more than 50% of the time, it'll be the woman destroying the relationship.
Usually the women are the ones breaking up.
Yeah.
It's just seems to be how it goes. I don't know.
Well, I have a couple of friends of mine who they go out drinking. They cheat on their women all the time. These women won't leave them. They have them locked in. Then I have other friends who are like uber nice to their women, and they're always getting divorced.
Yeah. It's amazing how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, and now, like, a couple of my buddies are my age, and their wives are sniffing around looking for a sling back. And I try to tell them, I'm like, hey,
no.
She's only coming around here for one reason, because life has gotten tough for her. And she's looking for an easy button. Do not provide the easy button.
Yeah. I mean, you can do some retribution coitus, but at the end of the day...
Okay, we're going to have to go with a big fuck off.
Yep.
There you go. But... two things I would say before we dive right into the main subject. Of course, everyone knows this probably by now. Coach Red Pill is still missing. A UN ambassador or something like that actually issued a statement that he was dead and has since retracted it. Mm-hmm. Now, there's lots of theories going around. Bottom line is, no one has heard from this dude since last week.
All right. If
so,
he got snatched during a war.
Yeah.
A shooting war. And the people that took him were those individuals from one of those Azov.
Well, that was the claim that has since been retracted. So we don't know.
My thing is this. If you get snatched up and you're a foreign citizen in a country and you get picked up by the law enforcement and you are not like a big problem, they're going to slap you around. Within 2 to 3 days, you're going to get access to a phone and they will make arrangements for you to leave the country.
Yeah.
It's been a week. So I would give him about a 20% chance to a 25% chance that he's not dead.
Okay.
Okay. This is getting serious.
Yeah. I mean, I would hope. I mean, if he is dead, then the people at the Daily Beast who went out of their way to demonize this man and then report him directly to the Ukrainian government as some sort of an insurgent on their own soil, they need to be tried for conspiracy to commit murder, because that's exactly what they've done.
But the thing is, you can do this to all of the journalists that are operating in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this one company,
Yeah.
they basically fired the warning shot that is going to be heard around the world, because this is administrative violence on steroids.
Yeah.
You quite literally, if there's a reporter in Ukraine that you don't like, you could just say, hey, start a rumor mill that
Yeah.
they're
Get them smoked.
they're funneling secrets or whatever, and it's a two-way street.
Such horse shit, man.
It is horseshit, but
I don't know, man. I'm praying for him. I hope he's all right.
but he's not. He is not a U.S. citizen, so our hands are tied.
Yeah.
Our State Department has visibility on the whole situation, but he's not a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
Well, at this point, it's all up in the air. So, but I already saw her, didn't we? Huh? We got to just touch on this one because everybody's been talking about this, and I think it's hilarious. WAPO just doxed libs of TikTok. And it's hilarious because this is a Twitter account, and all they do is repost videos that leftists post.
Yep.
So if there's any hate speech, it's all them.
Yep.
Hilarious.
It's basically an echo account.
Yeah. And this journalist, in quotes, Taylor Lorenz, was doxxed before, and now she's doxing other people.
Well,
As if, like, this story, remember when the now deleted video of crybaby Taylor Lorenz sobbed on TV about how she felt when people published her private information online? Oh my gosh. It's okay though when they do it.
Well, first of all, it is really easy to track people down in today's day and age.
Oh, it's incredibly easy.
So doxing is really not that big of a deal, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it's,
unless you're in a war zone.
Yeah, well, doxing, considering how violent people on the left fringe tend to be, it's...
Well, you are taking your chances. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. If that were to happen to you, you do take your chances.
Yeah.
But hell, you and I, from the very beginning, I mean, I've been showing my face since day one.
Mm-hmm.
It's my real name and my real face.
Yep. Yeah, we don't make it hard on them, that's for sure. Give them shit, but
Yeah.
if you want to find us, it's easy enough.
Yeah. It's pretty easy.
Yep. I just find this hysterically funny. I mean, this is one of the most spectacular self-owns in the history of self-owns.
Okay.
This entire libs of TikTok thing, and then it's like, well, it's hate speech. We got to shut it down. We got to dox the person who does this. Like, it's you.
They're
It's
just
you.
echoing what you're saying. These
Literally
are
just
all your posts.
holding up a mirror to all of your degenerate child grooming and your gender studies. I mean, seriously, some of these motherfuckers have 6 figures in student debt. They pay to go and get a worthless degree that's never going to pay off that debt. And in the process, they learn there's no difference between men and women except for women are oppressed and somehow they're paid less than men. But there's still no difference and therefore away. Like,
Hey, don't get me started on
okay.
that whole student loan debt forgiveness horseshit.
The logic is just the snake eating its own tail.
I mean, just think about that. You go to college, and you can't afford it, so you have to take out loans. But you can't afford those, so now people who didn't get a chance to go to college have to cough up the tax money to pay for your student debt. Fuck you.
Yeah. And you know what? People didn't need student loans as much as they do now before student loans.
Yep.
Because,
The government
like we
got
always say,
involved.
every time the government gets involved, something turns to shit.
It turns into a free money
Yeah.
feeding fest.
Oh, well, we can take the government's money and we can say that, oh, because it's on a delay, we're going to have to charge more. But don't worry, we're going to build this clock tower in the middle of campus, to show you that we care. Okay. Got a watch on. Got a phone in my pocket.
Yeah.
That's tied to a satellite that gives me accurate time. Why the fuck do I need your clock tower? I'm not going to, wire it up and use a DeLorean to go back to the future. Fuck off.
I got you. I don't know, man. I don't know. All I could say is this, is the other thing the government got involved with and almost tanked this nation was the real estate crash of 2008. And since I worked as a real estate guy and a loan officer back then, I am very well versed in exactly what went down. So, and basically, it turned out that people who have bad credit don't pay their mortgages. But somehow you have to give them a mortgage because of my race.
Yeah.
Like, what? Of course it's going to implode when you're doing that.
And then everyone tried to blame the banks for figuring out how to hedge their bets. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some evil motherfucking bankers in the world.
Oh, yeah.
The Rothschilds and put all those people in a burn pit. I don't give a fuck. But the average bank or credit union that was forced into this bullshit, it's like, okay, so you are going to force me to gamble with other people's money because inclusivity and tolerance.
I can't tell you how many times I went round and round with individuals, and I'm like, listen, if you want a conventional mortgage, you got to have a conventional interest rate, and you got to have a conventional credit score, and that starts off at roughly 720 and up.
Yeah.
You can. There are some companies back then that would give you a conventional at 680.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when you fall below that, you get non-conforming, which are the higher interest rates, and therefore the individuals who have bad credit who don't pay back their what? Their debt.
Their debts.
So, yeah, that's pretty much how that whole thing went down.
Everything the government touches
Goes to shit, just like the left.
Yep.
Everything the left touches, they destroy.
And wokeness, and it's all. I mean, it's all tied together. But the bigger government gets, the more corrupt it becomes, the more it attracts these evil mother fornicators who never served this country. I mean, we used to have a Congress that was like 90% veteran.
Yep.
And now you have like a bunch of asshole lawyers, or in the case of Bernie Sanders, complete and utter fucking failures. And then amongst the gang of seven, you've got what? A brother fucker and a bartender.
I was going to say
These people are the ones who get elected to represent their constituents, and then they're surprised when everything goes to shit.
I was going to say mule-teethed titty dancer. Mrs. All-Out Cunt.
Yeah. Why the long face, Horace? Oh, I'm sorry.
Bummer.
Bummer for you. Yeah, she used to have nice tits. I'm sure they're about 6 inches south of where they were in that video.
Well,
Things happen.
I guess if you're at that level, there's probably a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So I would say she's probably not going to age well.
No. But we're not allowed to talk like that because obviously if we do, it just means we want to date her.
Wow. I just cannot believe that she brought that up.
Like, wow, the psychological projection and the deflection is just
amazing.
Fantastic. Her game is on point.
It's amazing.
Just like most of the people who vote for. Hey, get out of here, Tess. No one wants to talk to you.
Nice.
All right. First female victim of the night on Thought Thursday. And this is quite fantastic. I mean, if you're going to nuke your relationship, this is the way to do it.
Well, hang on a minute. How long were these people married?
9 years.
Okay.
So they made it just... Actually, no. I think it wasn't even that long. I could be wrong. I might be remembering that incorrectly. 9 months of marriage. Here we go.
There's a picture of her when she was obviously younger and hotter.
Yep.
She was probably 23. And then this one here, she has hit the wall. You see the lines in her neck.
Yeah, maybe they were together for a long time. Who
I
knows?
don't know.
But obviously, we know what happened and why she suggested an open marriage to her husband to spice up their sex life after only 9 months of marriage. And then he falls for his lover, and I was heartbroken.
All right, so I was reading this article earlier.
Did it to yourself.
And you were saying they were married, 9 months, right?
Mm-hmm. 9 months.
Evidently, this woman has broken her oxytocin dispenser, and you can tell because of the poisonous tree frog hair.
Yep. She is 39. So she is officially past the wall. She got a dude to write a check against it, and then once she had him locked in, she thought, well, I can go and cheat on him with as many cocks as I want and have him pay for it.
That's exactly. Listen, if you find yourself in a position where you are being asked to participate in, or you find out you have indirectly been participating in a polyamory relationship, leave.
Get out.
Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Quite ridiculous.
He's got his hand right on her ass.
It's just like, the three-way survival guide. We tell you guys, don't do it.
That's right.
Unless you are not committed to this person and you flat out do not give a shit.
Or if you don't
care.
care.
Do it. Yeah. If you don't care, don't do it.
Like
you can do it, but
Will
after
Smith's wife
that,
is now talking the whole divorce thing.
why didn't she just do that before?
I don't know.
Because, she claims in all those videos that resurfaced that she never wanted to marry him anyway. So why did you? Because you didn't have a career and he did.
Yeah, she's going to get about $175 million.
Yeah, she piggybacked off of his fame,
Uh-huh.
probably, and then all the while, his soul is just getting crushed like it's inside of a trash compactor a little bit more every year. And then as soon as she got him where she wanted him, she just let that freak flag fly.
Yep. Or she just quit. I bet you she was doing it the entire time.
Probably.
She was just hiding it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I need to get rid of that shit.
I would never entertain another open relationship after being scarred by my experience with Lewis. Well, Lewis, the thing is, she was dumb enough to not understand the game.
So she
At
put his real
39
name in there. Louis Nitorso?
Yeah, he was Greek.
Okay.
Nitrous SOS. I don't know how to pronounce that. So they had a long-distance relationship for 4 years.
Mm.
And then, oh my gosh. So he moved from Greece to London to live with her.
Uh-huh.
So automatically you can tell this is somebody who initiated a power play. Well, if he really loves me, he'll come to me. Yeah, because that always works out.
Well, yeah, and here's another thing is it's highly unadvisable to move into a woman's house.
No.
If you are going to play the game,
Never
where
do
you're
that.
going to try to live together, both of you go to a neutral location.
Yep.
Start off fresh.
Because if you move into her house, it's always going to be her house and you're just in it.
That's right. Don't be that guy. I did that. I will never do that again.
Yep. This is confusing as all hell. I don't think that she's actually revealing everything. Now, this could be an older story because she definitely looks a lot older here than she does in these photos.
Mm-hmm.
But, so 4 years of a long-distance relationship, and then as soon as they moved in, they were arguing about everything from money to work, and our sex life dwindled. I felt suffocated and missed the excitement you get from new love. Well, then don't get married.
Welcome to fucking adulting, you dumbass.
Oh, shit.
You think it's fucking easy and you're going to have this fucking roses and champagne all the time? No. Are you out of your fucking mind? People are going to smell. They're going to drop stuff. They're going to break your shit. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to crash your fucking car. Shit's going to happen.
Yep.
If you're not on point, don't do it.
Nope. And, oh, man, I never, ever agree to a relationship with a woman like this. I love this. So she pitches the open relationship thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Our open marriage rules were simple. Always be honest with one another.
That's how it
So when
starts.
I slept with my ex, I called him right away to rub it in. That's how she forgot that part.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what it was all about.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
And she slept with an ex.
Yep. And she admits right here, our open relationship was in reality one-sided. Lewis hated thinking of me with other men, but even though he was crazy with jealousy, he didn't ask for a divorce. Because he was either...
Well, he would get kicked out of the country.
He would, get kicked out of the country, or he was planning his revenge, which, as we can see here, is quite sweet.
Well, actually, first of all, men, for the most part, have an easier time finding partners to marry. Women, not so much.
Yep.
If a man wants to get married, he can find a woman to marry. It might not last long, and I highly advise against it, but he can do it.
Yeah. Oh, man, this woman just buries herself in the shit and then pulls the topsoil over on top with a little rose on it. I confessed I still had feelings for my ex, and we'd grown close, which made him feel more insecure. He couldn't understand how I could love two men at the same time. You can't. Although he admitted to kissing other women, he told me he never had sex with them. But the tables turned when I found out he'd been sleeping with someone else, too. A friend showed me a loved-up photo of him. He was forced to come clean, and I was heartbroken. You started it.
That's right. Women causing the problem.
Wow.
And then crying about the problem that they started.
So I'm going to give him permission to go out and bang a bunch of chicks. But, oh, hang on.
I saw that one right.
Then I'm going to get pissed when it finally happens, even though she's probably got a dick stacking test from here to the moon.
Yep. I was just going to say that. I mean, to be honest with you, she's 39. Probably that's an upper stratosphere, high altitude jump.
Yeah. Or, I mean, some of these chicks nowadays, the only thing that saves them from the sudden stop at the end is zero gravity, and they just float off into space and freeze to death.
Or they get so fat, they get caught in a time loop and they just keep falling forever. They never hit the bottom.
Didn't Doctor Strange do that to Loki in the one movie? He's like, I have been falling for 2 hours. That was hilarious.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, man. And so I bet we're all wondering, even though we know the answer, where do these women learn this shit from? Oh, from their mothers, of course. When this chick here, Colleen Nolan, was 15, her mom slept with her boyfriend. Wow.
All right.
And her mom was 38 at the time.
Wow.
And married to her father still. Well, actually, I won't say married to her father. She was in a happy marriage, allegedly.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to say allegedly as well. I mean, if she's shagging a 15-year-old and she's happily married, I would have to say that...
Not so happy.
Not so happy.
Not so happy. But hey, you'd be the youngest 15-year-old with herpetogonosyphilitis.
And here's another thing. Some of these women, or men, they do it too. You're in a relationship for 10, 15, 20 years. You have all of this time invested, money, everything is all commingled. And you're going to throw that all away for 30 seconds of...
Yeah, I'm like...
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Dude,
it's called dick thinking. Stop doing it.
When you're that age, a slight breeze can soil your underpants if you're looking at a woman at the same time.
I know.
It's like, it must be kind of cold over in that corner of the science lab. Somebody pulls their chair out the way and hits you.
Damn.
Oh, shit. It's a good thing I packed my gym shorts.
After I completed that 7-year hiatus, I look at the whole relationship dynamic completely different now.
Resets your perspective.
The thing that's important to me is if I can get along with them, if they don't bother me, because I'm telling you right now, an overwhelming majority of women you're going to run into, when they open their mouth, sooner or later, after the penis wears off, every time they open their mouth, it's going to be an orchestra of teeth and fingernails on a chalkboard, and somebody's fainting. It's not pleasant.
No.
I can't stand it.
Yeah. And when you're young and still dick thinking, you only get maybe a half hour of that. And they call it post-nut clarity.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're like,
Sometimes, as you start to get older and you approach 30, sometimes that'll happen in the middle of it. And that's when it's most scarring.
well, see, now it just happens prior.
Yeah.
You're like,
At least you can save yourself the trouble at that point. It's always the worst when it happens in the middle because you're like, oh, God, what am I doing? I'm going to have to talk to this bitch afterwards.
hey! Hey! You run the hell out of there.
What are you going to do?
I'm just the whole male-female dynamic of the Western world is fucked.
Yeah. And women are the ones who milked it to completion. Oh,
Yes,
man.
they did.
And, when you see this kind of shit happening in your family, you, as an adult, if you don't handle it, if you don't get therapy, you hold a mirror up to it and you just usually keep it going. In this case, this woman had a twin sister, and then the twin sister started banging her husband. Apparently while she was pregnant.
That is such a fucked up family.
That is messed up.
Holy shit.
These are some studying and brave, strong,
That's the kind
independent
of
women
stuff
right
that
there.
Listen, you don't. That's the kind of stuff you just quit talking to people for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
You can't be around that kind of toxic bullshit. You need to just get away from it.
Or at the very least, they wind up on Jerry Springer and they, get a
that
nice
one chick
paycheck for.
That one woman who said, I'll catch you outside, that was on.
Oh, the bad baby.
Yeah. She bought like a $1.6 million house like a month and a half ago.
And I've seen what she looks like.
It's nothing special.
There's nothing special there at all.
I got
How
you.
the hell did she become a millionaire overnight on OnlyFans?
I have no idea. Well, all right. She was on a big talk show, and
But still, I mean, men, these fucking men prop these chicks up, these mediocre women, and then they turn them into just blood-guzzling attention whores, and then they wonder why they don't get laid. You prop up all these mediocre women to the point where they think that they can score 8s, 9s, and 10s. Meanwhile, they're going around sporting a 4 face and a 4.5 body.
mm-hmm. And you had to drink them up to a 6 to get them in the bed.
Yeah, but because they got money being thrown at them by, hand over fist, they think, I decide my value.
Or you get the Cleopatra effect.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, I looked at the bust of Cleopatra. She's not that attractive. Okay.
No.
But she had a whole army at her disposal and a bunch of money. And everyone was trying to get with that. In fact, she caused a huge civil war and hundreds of thousands of people to die horrible deaths because of a butterface. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, don't throw away civilizations over butterface.
You know, butterface. No.
But, as we all know, it's never these women's fault.
Oh, no.
There's always going to be an excuse as to why they do what they do when you catch them. And I think I found a new one that's going to be coming down the pipe, figuratively and literally. No pun intended. Sexsomnia. It's like sleepwalking for sex acts. Now, anybody who has ever taken Ambient knows that this can happen. It can happen, but it is extremely rare.
Nope. No, it's not.
So did you take Ambient and then wake up in some woman's bed?
One of my supply sergeants, he has 3 kids, all of them Ambient babies.
Oh, no.
To the point where he's just like, she was like pregnant with the 3rd one, and he's just like, oh my God, I don't remember when this happened. And I'm like,
I always wrap my tool pop.
like, are you going to get a DNA test? He goes, yeah, yes, I am. I did the other 2, but they're mine. Chances are this is mine as well. I'm like, what happened? He goes, well, Sergeant Pop, remember all those times you come in and you tell me stories about buying swords and stuff on Ambient and boobs, and we laugh?
Well,
I'm not laughing now. Because I take the Ambient, have some booze, next thing you know, I'm like, and she's all nice to me in the morning, and I don't know why. Apparently now I do.
that's happened to some women that I've known.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, one of them was divorced. Ex-hubby took some Ambient, called her, had a conversation with her, drove over in the middle of the night, blew her back out, went home. Had no recollection the following day.
Yeah, that's bad trouble.
Yeah.
That's bad trouble, man. That's bad trouble.
Yeah.
The worst I've ever had was when I bought the half-gallon of ice cream, ate it, and then I left the container under the bed. I hid it from myself. Yeah, that's messed up, man.
That is one of my favorites, though.
Yeah, and
Because you were so ashamed of yourself.
Yes.
You had to hide it.
Well, the thing is, it had been there for about a week because it was totally dried out.
Well, at least, was it molding or
No.
anything? Okay, good. Because that's nasty.
No, I had cleaned it out quite well. There's not enough to mold. Like I probably licked the bottom of the container, and oh my god.
Ugh.
But Ambient is a danger. It's no joke.
No. No joke at all.
But I have a feeling that this might not be an Ambient.
No. I have a feeling, like I said, we're going to start to see excuses like this. Well, I was on Ambient.
And it's a redhead,
I have
too.
a parasomnia disorder. Wah.
Suffering from it.
You can't blame me. As if they already didn't blame virtually all of their bad decisions either on men or alcohol.
Or both.
Or both, yeah, at the same time.
I was drunk.
Unfortunately, ladies, like I said, this is extremely rare. Only 17 cases were reported in 2017 out of 16,000 studied patients. So don't
they're
expect
studying
everybody
people
to believe you.
They're studying people that have sleep disorders. I've had to do
Yeah.
this. And they hooked me up to the machine. They do the whole thing, and then they're like, "Yep, you're fucked up. Your
Yep.
sleep is terrible." Thank you very much for that.
And then these ladies, some of them, unfortunately, have children. And then you try to tell them, hey, this behavior, it's probably not good to be around your kids. And they will always swear on a stack of Bibles that their children are better off for them making the horrible decisions that they make.
It's called justification.
Yes. We covered that a lot in the polyamory episode about narcissism. And here we go again.
Oh, here we go.
OnlyFansMom claims children aren't embarrassed by her X-rated modeling career.
Oh, my God.
Then they're too young. As soon as they go to school, and they hit puberty, and all of a sudden their friends are coming in with pictures of
Your mother?
your mama with a bazooka juice milkshake on her freaking belly. Not that I've looked into her OnlyFans or anything. I'm just saying. But
I'm just saying the picture I'm looking at right here is not bad.
no.
It's not bad at all.
She lives with her husband and children on a 6-acre farm. Okay, now here's my question, though. Is the husband
And
the
I'm
child's
bored with
father?
it. I don't know.
There's a good question.
Now, you listen, you know my feelings on having relationships with women who are former sex workers.
Or current.
Well, I'm just saying current or former. And it doesn't actually have to be somebody who actually got in people's back seats and sucked dick for a living.
Yeah.
That is horrible. I'm just talking like they work as a cocktail waitress in the titty club. Yeah, right. Sorry.
Sure.
I'm not buying that shit.
No. Oh, this is too funny. I can't believe this. These,
So she makes
the reason they think sex work is because they make 22,800 pounds a month.
That's
Stop giving these women money.
That's like what 20.
I don't care how nice she looks.
It's like 27,000 in American,
Ugh.
something like
Now,
that.
I will say this: Mama 4, that's not bad.
No,
That's not bad at all. But it is not worth shelling out
that kind of money.
the cost of a house every year to make this woman feel better about her terrible decisions.
Well, if she's 31, just in 5 years from now, I don't think she's going to be able to pull in those kind of numbers.
No, because that industry, especially, the next hot thing shows up in like 6 months. You're obsolete faster than computers in Orn Pay.
Yep.
And a lot of these chicks who have OnlyFans accounts wind up on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and they think they're going to make $10,000 a month forever.
Oh, I love watching them rip those people apart.
Not going to happen.
Oh, God.
Like
God, they rip some women apart on there, man.
It's quite fantastic.
It is. But yeah, I mean, they think it's going to last forever, and it's not.
No. This is it's going to collapse very quickly. This money's all going to go away. And most of the time, women who come into money like this, when they're not used to having it, they spend it all.
That's right.
And then eventually what winds up happening is as the money goes away, they use debt to make it continue looking as if they have money.
Yep. And they basically shoot the torpedo that sinks their battleship. Boom. Now, if this person was smart, they would take 90% of all the money they're making and bank it.
Yeah. And I love how they call it an X-rated modeling career. Okay. X-rated implies that she's just showing off her boobies.
That's more
now speaking as someone who likes to do research on his subjects before doing streams on them, if you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
You can add another couple X's to that one.
I'm pretty sure it's triple X. There's some D to PC going on.
Oh, yeah.
Probably some female liver licking.
She does have those big old wonky looking pancake nipples.
Yeah.
It's like they all got stretched out, and then they didn't quite know how to go back.
Oh, they usually don't. A lot of times that happens to women after they have kids.
Yeah, things happen.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Would you like to do a roll call?
Yes,
sir?
let's do a roll call.
Roll call. How's everyone doing tonight? All 96 actually over on Twitch. It's actually a good roll call for a Twitch. First thing, 65 viewers over on D Live. We got 381 currently watching over on Rumble. 70 watching on Odyssey. 839 on YouTube. And 34 on MGTOW.tv. Outstanding.
All right.
I want to hear some stories, Pop. What do you say? So we're going to read Super Chats up until 9 o'clock. We're going to take a break, jump to new tech, and then we're going to do some fucked up but funny and continue reading your Super Chats. This is going to be a good night.
Oh, my God.
Now, some of these fucked up but funny videos are definitely not YouTube safe. That's why we're doing new tech exclusive for these, because we want to be able to show everything. There is some... Yeah, there's a couple. I know what gets you now, having done a few of these. So I know what gets a good reaction out of you. And one thing that always gets a great reaction out of you is broken bones.
Oh. Yeah, it's not pleasant. I've seen quite a few broken bones.
Yes, it's no good. Oh, goodness. Rizoa with 1 lemon over on D Live. Thank you very much, good sir. I'm not seeing any Rumble rants. So if anybody did donate, just want to let you know it's not showing up for some reason. Odyssey, though, is showing me a buffer sign. I don't like that. All right, reload, and we're back.
Okay.
All right, Francois Le Chatin. All right, jumping over to the main email here. We got to do our French. All right, here we go.
Oh, my God. That's
Part 2 of the date with Myria. After walking just about everywhere in Toronto's old Chinatown, Miria and I got out of this area and walked some more to the southeast. That is when we get in the vicinity of one of those numerous condominium building construction sites. Then I point out to her a giant hard poster that appears as advertising for the future condominiums that will be there, available within 2 or 3 years. On this poster is a photograph or a painting, hard to tell sometimes, if you know what I mean, of a fairly young woman who is half sitting by a bathtub or jacuzzi and is clearly getting ready to have the most relaxing time. And although she can only be seen from the small of the back up, indeed showing her back, is obviously completely naked. I say, to be quite honest with you, I am a little surprised to see such a picture in advertising out here. Anyway, I suppose that the feministic interpretation of this would consist of stating that this woman is clearly going to have a great relaxing time, deservedly so, in the condominium that she owns. Miria replies, I'm not surprised to see that here. After a while, as our second date is clearly going to end soon, we walk by some kind of artist's stand. And there she points out to me a drawing with a sexy or partly naked woman on it. How about this? Are you surprised to see this here? She asks, apparently, or even quite clearly, teasing me for my response to a similar illustration seen earlier. By way of answer, judging by the circumstances, I find it best just to say, no, I'm not. Finally, when Miria and I are about to take our leave of one another for the day, I tell her what I shall be doing later that day and in the evening. Then she tells me that in the evening, with several girlfriends of hers, she will go to the movie theater to see Bruno. I confess to her that I do not think much of this motion picture after hearing what the critics have said, and more importantly, after seeing Borat in theaters 3 years earlier. I hasten to add that on the other hand, I realize that it is important sometimes to be able to relax by watching pure comedy. She agrees. I still feel that by acting the way I did then and by saying what I had to say during that second and last date, I must have come across to her as morally stiff, even a little stuck up, and again, definitely not all that manly. Sepia. Afterwards, Miria and I would exchange a few more texts. However, after these last moments of our second date, never saw her again. Wah, wah.
That's the way it goes.
Shit happens, brother.
That's the way it goes.
All right, we appreciate the donations, good sir. Senior Airman Dick Fitzwell. Check the Redonkulous 12 email for the relation shit story.
Oh, no.
Okay. Are you kidding me, bro?
He officially wrote a letter. Oh, my God.
He did.
Oh,
Okay.
no. This is
quite long.
Yeah.
Married in 2012. Lived in a condo. All was great for 2.5 years into the marriage. We started to drift apart. Less and less communication each and every day. She became distant. 6 months before we were to get our divorce finalized, my ex-wife started calling her guy friend from work every day. She would be laughing and having a blast while talking to him. I would ask her not to call him and to talk to me. I was generally interested in how her day was after work and to share what was on our minds together. One day, this chaffed my ass big time. As she was on with her friend past 11 p.m. on a work day. Somebody was getting a little freaky.
Yeah.
I told her sternly to go to bed because she was annoying to hear talking to her buddy and talking shit about her coworker who I met and liked and was a good person. She got furious and started to pack her things to sleep at her parents'. Somebody was already doing a little tonsil hockey, I think. I told her if she does, I will file for divorce. I told her we need to talk about her shitty and disrespectful behavior. She left that night, never to return. That was a Friday. Saturday, she calls me to have my parents and I come over to her parents' house to discuss things. I thought that was weird because we're all adults, right? We could work it out privately. That year before we started our divorce, my grandmother passed away. The night before I went to her parents' house, my grandmother haunted me. She banged on my AC unit and stomped on my floors all night. I told her, Nan, okay, I get it. Okay. She hated my ex-wife. She even spoke shit about her to my mother way before this would ever happen and even predicted my eventual divorce.
Damn.
She was an old-school Italian grandmother. Those are the best kind. She was an awesome person, and I still miss her so much. My ex's mother, who was overbearing, and since the day I met her basically tore me to shreds verbally that day. She said I was a bum and other things I cannot and do not want to recall because I blocked them out. Even her father tore me a new one. I was nothing to them. I was the worst person in the world despite being on great terms since I met her family. In reality, I helped her through life by getting her a job, helping her with a mental disorder, and even helping her get her life in order. See, that middle one right there. You should have known better.
Yep.
Her mother was domineering and stunted her mental health. This is why she had a mental illness. Over the next month, I called her, trying to get her back. I really wanted to work this out. She never did. I served her the divorce papers at the end of that month after waiting. I tried doing mediation with her, the adult divorce. She dragged this out for several months, costing me and my family money, time, and stress. The day came for us in court. She was a bitch. She demanded the most stupid shit. The judge, who was fair, yelled at her for being a dumbass and wasting my time and money.
Nice!
Yes, my money. So now the marriage was over after 4.5 years. I was relieved, but I owed her $60,000. Damn. I was now depressed, but not suicidal. I found you guys in 2017 and never looked back. Do you know why divorce is expensive?
Because it's worth it.
I never had kids. My psychiatrist said having no kids was a blessing. I changed my locks before getting divorced just in case, went through all of her shit, cleaned out her closets and any other shit that tied to her or the marriage. Put all that in garbage bags, and when she wanted her things, we hired someone to go downstairs to my storage area and give her the crap that she accumulated. I left my condo because I didn't want to be there. While there, she tried to get into the house with no avail. Her keys didn't work. Fuck you, bitch. She insisted and insisted that she go in there to get her things. My guy would not let her go past and made her go downstairs again to the storage area to finish up. It took her 4 hours to go through her shit. That guy I hired deserves a medal.
Nice.
And that was the last time she was at my house. Fast forward several years, my mother typed her name in Google and found out she was part of a RICO crime.
Oh, no.
My mother found the court docket. Turns out the guy she was talking to got her and several co-workers to racketeer money. She worked at a medical supply company where she took orders from customers. The plan was to take the products that were on sale and charge the customers full price, keeping the difference. Next door, there was a warehouse. They jacked all kinds of medical supplies and sold them on eBay. They all got caught. The main guy went to jail, but the rest of the accomplices got nothing so far. My ex had to use the money she got from me to pay for attorneys and court fees.
Nice.
I also found out she stole money from me while we were married. I gave her all my tax return money and the money I earned to put towards our mortgage. We had a joint account for the bills and mortgage. It turns out she was pocketing it. As Pop would say, never commingle money.
That's right.
I found out the hard way. I will never date or get married again, and I hope she dies alone and angry. I want to thank you again for your help after my divorce. You're a godsend to all of us who went through or are going through a divorce. To have saved 420 plus people is an amazing accomplishment.
432.
That's a good story right there.
Yeah.
It's like I kind of saw where it was going. I didn't see that RICO crime shit coming, though. That was funny. That's funny as hell.
Well, yeah, you're doing some fucked up shit right there.
Yeah. Outstanding.
So basically, she got herself involved in administrative violence. She didn't have to do anything.
Yeah. Calebon, the protections was a part of the deal that Walt himself worked on to make with Florida for the amusement park. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. And they've defecated on Walt's grave, so fuck them.
That's absolutely correct.
Maverick, 7508. With the Depp v. Heard case, she must have a DeLorean. Some of her 2015 pictures were taken on an iPad released in 2017. Same for the concealer she used to supposedly hide a broken nose, 2 black eyes, and a split lip in 2017 was from 2015 was from 2017.
Mm-hmm. And they tried to use
Shocker.
They tried to use arnica. The reason you didn't see the marks is you put arnica cream on. All right, now I use arnica.
Okay.
It will help you heal faster, but not that fast. Maybe you use it on burns and bruises. They heal maybe 30% faster. Not like overnight.
Yeah, it's not superhuman.
No.
Jackal the Emperor, what's up, you testy washing ass ticklers? Nice acrostic there.
I like it.
TWAT. Butt shipment sent. New story on the way. Here's a hint. It's a follow-up to the FFN story. Oh, boy.
Oh, here we go.
Nice butt shipment. We're going to put some of those on for next week. I think I might save some of those for episodes. Outstanding.
Those are
I like it.
lumpy. So a couple of them are lumpy bumpy.
Andreas Christian sent a couple of emails here.
Oh, my God.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
How did I nuke my relationship? I didn't. Good evening. One of my more foobarred relationships was when I just shot up the corporate ladder to one of the highest positions in less than 2 months in the Swiss financial company. Everything was going well. We asked to travel only 20% of the time, and every time I did, I broke company records in getting nearly all high-class rich money bags to open accounts with us. A lot of these financial conferences are chick magnets anywhere from 7.5 and up. It's there where I met a smoking hot 9 out of 10. We got talking, and it seemed she was just interested in me, not my money, and was cool. Stupid me, still got the mini headitis, overrided the standard operating procedures from time to time.
The mini headitis.
We've all been there.
Yep.
One thing led to another. Before I knew it, she said, hey, everything is going great. You got your career. I got mine. Why not save some money and move in together?
Oh, my God.
I have a nice house, so you can move right in. Of course, I said yes. Oh! The issues didn't bubble up to the surface then. By the way, she worked as a supermodel. Oh, no. For Gucci, Armani, Boss, Dolce & Gabbana, and other fashion brands here in Europe, elite only wear, which means that she's going to be traveling a lot.
And guess what? You probably have a couple hundred Eskimo brothers.
Uh-huh. As time went on to the 6-month mark, everything was fine, but I found my stuff go missing. Socks, boxers, one time a shoe. My cat I had at the time went from being a playful cat to being skittish when she was around. I asked her about it. She got angry out of the blue and blamed me for misplacing my stuff. I thought, okay, woman, time to gather intel. You should have had that about 6 months before. And I placed about 17 different hidden cameras all around the house.
Oh, my God. Awesome.
To catch the perp.
I like it.
In that period, I noticed a change. She started wearing a red string on her right wrist. You know how these celebs do, especially the chicks. She was evasive about it. I didn't press it, didn't want another argument or some silly concerning a red string. So a month later, we're now 7 months in a couple of weeks. I came home and the cat is nowhere to be found. I called. He always came when I called. Nothing. The voice in the back of my head said, check the camera footage.
Oh.
I got to the camera in the kitchen, and there she was with my cat, who was screaming bloody murder with candles, and where my cat was tied eagle spread, there was a pentagram Satanist style.
God damn!
I also saw a bunch of my stuff, socks, boxers that were all present. Then she plunged the knife after jibber-jabbering in a language I didn't understand a couple times in my cat. At that point, luckily she wasn't home yet. I would have done something that would have gotten me into a lot of trouble. The voice in the back of my head said, be logical. The wench killed your cat and is trying to put some voodoo junk on you. Get the fuck out. So I packed my stuff, collected all the evidence I needed to press charges, and was ready to leave. She came back. What are you doing? Get out of your car. And I said very calm, I know what you did. She went pale and started screeching and throwing herself at my car. So I got out, locked the door, sprinted inside. She's screeching at me and locked myself in the bathroom, which she tried to break into. Good luck, she weighed 135 pounds soaking wet. She pleaded, threatened, all that shit. So I said something that would make her scream. Why did you kill my cat? While she was going on, I jumped out the window, sprinted to my car, and tore out of there like a bat out of hell. Went to the nearest police station to press charges. At first, the cops didn't believe me until I showed them the video.
Oh, my God.
She got charged with animal cruelty, which normally lands you 10 years in jail, racking up something like 17 different charges. She appealed because she's famous, and Armani and Dolce & Gabbana got whiff, probably the Satanist club that she was/is a part of. Got involved and reduced it to a 5-year ankle monitor, but she had to stay away from me and not contact me in any way. When she flew out, her ankle monitor was removed, and she came back. It got put back on. 5 years means 5 years. Wow. If she did not come back the second she stepped foot on Swiss soil, she would be thrown in jail for 10 years without parole. I didn't tell her any of my other properties because it wasn't her business. Somehow she found out, probably her rat-faced lawyer wench, and tried to trespass. Too bad young Odin, Wodan, Thor, Nelson, and Zion were on patrol that day. My five, I can't even pronounce that, dogs, Belgian Shepherd breed, all black. I trained them to tackle trespassers and hold them there. They developed something else, though. They will tackle the trespasser, hold him, and then 2 or 3 of them start ripping at the trespasser's pants.
Nice.
If they can remove it, they bring about 5 inches from the trespasser head and start shredding it, while Odin, who will always sit between the shoulder blades of the trespasser, continuously growls in the ear of the trespasser.
Nice.
After the shredding of the pants is done, well, then it's time to pee and poop on the trespasser. I got called from work about 7 times to the point where on the 7th time she got always a warning, and technically she wasn't breaking the restraining order. She was trespassing, though, to throw her derriere in jail, which on the 8th time they did. It was a hoot to see her covered in pee and dog poop, shivering, and somehow it was my fault that the dogs protected the property. Not long after that, she stayed in Kukistan, formerly known as Canada. Moral of the story, do not ever give a chick the 10 dick. 2, do not date or cohabitate with chicks that are into voodoo Wicca bullshit. Or if she has a red string around her wrist, she is one of those.
Well,
Dodged a bullet there because the red string on the right wrist means they're initiated into whatever they're initiated in, but after a while they're asked to kill something.
Nice.
That is like sleeping with a snake, which she did mention in court. Nothing got done about it. Hey, I killed your cat so I didn't have to sacrifice you, she said. What?
Whoa.
Mea culpa for the long one, but that is one of the nuttiest relationships I was in. Yeah, she was smoking hot. Yes, I did bag her, or she bagged me, and the intercourse was out of this world, but all the other malarkey that came with it?
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
And she could have cut your throat, bro.
Yeah, you could be dead.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit.
I've never had any, like, devil worshiper shit.
Yeah.
I've had, like, some women that were into Wicca.
Yeah, that's like, the Wiccas don't do the sacrifice thing.
No.
That's like, you know,
I was just hanging on to get some.
They're just hippies, mostly. Like,
Yeah.
they hang out in nature, they do their crystal shit and stuff like that.
The
Wiccas don't do that
pussy was
stuff.
good, but she was crazy, and I just, I hit it 2 or 3 times, and I just went about my business.
Bye-bye.
She got, she basically got ghosted.
Ghosted. All right.
Ghosted.
All right, we'll go until 9:15. I know I was gonna take a break at 9 o'clock. I didn't think we were gonna get this many stories.
All right.
Not many this long stories. We got one from Crazy Uncle here. I don't have time to write down the entire Wango Tango, but I'll give you a teaser. The quote I heard from someone I knew was, "This isn't the first time you've caught me fucking your mom. I'll tell you the rest later."
Oh my God!
What?
All right.
Oh, God. Okay, another one from him. How do you know if you have a high sperm count without seeing a doctor?
I don't know what he wanted.
This is a classic here. She has to chew before she swallows.
That's just terrible.
I know.
That's terrible, man.
Crazy Uncle number 3. I need help on this because I'm not sure if it's just a bad joke or if this is real. Supposedly, women are trying to sperm jack by claiming they like the slot B and saying it's safe to go raw, as long as you finish up in her butt. After the guy blows raw inside her bowels, she goes to the bathroom, farts out the chunky mayonnaise, and puts it in the right hole. So is this real or some shit you find on Urbane Dictionary?
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't put it past some of these crazy bitches.
I wouldn't put it past him either.
Nah.
No way.
Nah.
George, nuked, about last year, started dating a person with 3 kids. Never really bothered me until she would get me to discipline them or threaten them with me being the bad guy to take their toys. She was very stupid, no common sense. Couldn't put 2 and 2 together and always had excuses. She had put her hands on me a few times and I did retaliate once. Anyways, I broke it off finally and left. She would try coming back. I had gone for a checkup and decided to get tested for any less than comfortable microbes and came up negative for everything but chlamydia.
Oh no! Got gonorrhea light.
Yep. I knew exactly whom it came from and it all made sense. The nuking comes more so as a protection from the slingback. I went off on her one night while drunk and said, "Now I know why your shit stunk so bad and I never wanted to go down there. It's because you gave me chlamydia, you nasty-ass cesspool of sperm slime." She would fail the dick stacking test and probably never walk again, if not splatter into as much goo as she's been filled with. I didn't know the numbers until after we split. I'll nuke without remorse because I'm already fine, trekking on my own.
All right.
Hell yeah, man.
Listen, man.
Got to do what you got to do.
There's a lot of women out there who got the gonorrhea light, and they wind up sterilizing themselves
Yes.
because they don't get. You have a very finite time to get that treated.
Yep.
And if you don't do it, you're screwed.
Yeah. What is this? Eugene. A few weeks ago, I met up with a few of my buddies, Lieutenant Redhead, and a few great combat officers I've known from my cadet days, and Dalanega. I mentioned the Pringles can story, and he said, "Every Army guy has a poop story," and then proceeded to tell it. In 2013, Lieutenant Redhead is a platoon leader in Afghanistan. They're operating from a remote area in the southeastern part of the country. At this time of the story, 1st Platoon was on duty at an OP. The OP was visible from nearby hills and under intermittent fire. 1st Platoon's lieutenant, while there, consumes some of the ANA food.
Oh, no.
The next day, he feels a rumbling. Since the situation does not allow him to go outside, he grabs an ammo can and proceeds to spend the next 2 days blasting explosive ass juice into this ammo can.
Oh, God.
Lieutenant Redhead comes to relieve them on the 3rd morning. As this platoon proceeds to egress, he throws it out the window of this building. He slips slightly right as the breeze blows in, and the entire ammo can of liquid shit drenches Lieutenant Redhead's platoon sergeant from head to toe.
That's an ass beating.
And they're out on this OP for 4 days, no clothes, no reason.
You are going to get your ass beat. Oh.
Holy shit, that's fucked up.
Oh, that's
funny, though.
I mean, we've had some mad shitter stories, but I never had anyone throw shit on anyone.
That's amazing.
Oh,
It's nasty, though, man. Woo! I got some memes here. And another from Crazy Uncle. "Pop, I need to know which one is more of a pucker factor. Clearing a room at night and hearing a safety click off from a closet or hallway next to the room you're in, or being on the bottom while getting some slut C action, and just as you blow, you feel the condom pop. No pun intended."
ooh, wow. I would definitely have a problem with the selector switch coming off the safe in the dark,
Yeah.
because that could be fatal immediately.
Could be. Jackal sent his story in. "Where I left off, the FFN had just been detonated and the dropper of said bomb was peeling out with her gang of bitches. Unfortunately for Jay, this was not the last time he had to deal with this bitchy witch. When he went back to school, other students were snickering, mostly girls, at him in the hallways, and at lunch, he saw that dick gargler on the other side of the cafeteria, and they locked eyes for a millisecond. She smiled, stood up, and yelled his name to get his attention.
Oh, no.
Then she reached down and pulled a bag of hard-boiled eggs and a burrito. The smile on her face was reminiscent of the Joker when he looked at Gordon through the glass in the interrogation room in the Batman movie. I'm brewing another one for you, she said as kids started to laugh, confirming that she's been spreading around word of what she did. So she continues her flirty nonsense, trying for another attempt to get him. He leads her to the janitor's closet and asked what the fuck she wanted for this to end. She responded by walking to the back wall, turning around, tugging her jeans down, and she wasn't wearing any underoos.
Oh, here we go.
And braced herself against the wall after smacking her ass. He knew what she meant by this. Fine. He plowed her out and left. But he must have hit the lovey spot in her because she came back and did him 3 more times. And she insisted on him putting it in the exit ramp. And yes, she farted while he was doing it.
God damn.
Her thick Latina booty was apparently too much for him not to do it. But she had enough after 4 and he was relieved. Thankfully, she wasn't a problem ever again. The pic below is something that's close to what she did to him once or twice. We'll have to save that one for later. It looks pretty graphic. This most likely happened because he gave her the 10 dick.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a pop culture on the 10 dick dilemma.
Shade Collins, he says he banged a chick once, woke up with her coven in my bedroom and a fat chick standing over me with a knife. Real talk. I might have fought over 8 people that night. 6 of them were girls. I ended up having to flee my old house to get away from them. That was my best crazy bitch story.
Yeah, usually when you wake up and people are standing over you with weapons, it's never a good thing.
It's never a good thing. No.
Nah.
Definitely not. Mungo Harry with a $10 donation. Evening, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Crazy Uncle said, VFW meeting ran a little bit late, but you don't have to worry about sending you another video this week. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for all the emails. And he says, next time you read about a total cheating beach, use slag. Ask the UK guys what that means. Oh, we know.
Yeah.
We know very well.
And I believe I came up with that word. It's slag for slutty hag.
Slutty hag. Yeah. Bryce Gasper with a $50 super chat on YouTube.
We're not worthy.
Nice.
We're not worthy.
And right on his heels, James L. with $49.99. Thank you so much. Bryce says, one of the few moments of my week that I look forward to. Thank you. Thank you. That's super generous. Thank you so much, especially in Joe Biden's America. You know, I mean, $50 used to be able to buy you something. Now it'll get you what? A 20-ounce of Coke?
Shark. Get some fentanyl in a grave.
Yes. And James L. says, have a brown to booze on me.
All right.
Unsweetened hot cocoa with mint mocha Kahlua. Quite delicious. I know it's a foo-foo drink, but it helps my throat.
It's a foo-foo drink.
Hey, you know, we both admit that weakness.
Yeah.
I will own that homo suspicion point like a boss. Shark Dentures, I just watched a half dozen YouTube clips from Reacher. I have got to watch this series. It looks
good.
amazing.
Oh, it's good.
I heard they finally got it right.
Well, the thing is, all right, this is a little bit of a spoiler alert here. I was watching the show, and I had a lady friend watching it with me. And there's this one scene where he kills like 3 or 4 people, and he has to stick them in the back of a trunk. And they won't all fit without breaking some arms and legs. So literally, you can hear him breaking the bones. And I'm like, I'm watching it going, oh, that's pretty terrible. And then she's like, oh, my God! And I'm like, come on. He's just breaking. They're dead already. It's not a big deal. You know?
I'm sure they didn't feel anything.
No, they didn't. They're long since dead. But that's a damn good movie, and they did get it right.
I'll have to check that one out. David McFarland with a $20 donation. Thank you. Hopefully Amber loses this in a big way. I'm sick and tired of unscrupulous women getting away with shenanigans. Amen
Me
to
too.
that.
I would like to see him get the full value of the lawsuit.
So would I. He deserves it. He's been through enough.
6 years of this horse shit.
Yeah. To Master 12, anyone know a good way to send/receive money with some level of privacy/anonymity? I'd like to be able to trade money, not names.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, cryptocurrency. That's really the best way to do it.
Well, all right. If you really want to do it, you can get on to some of the, they're called mixers.
Yeah.
All right. And you put the Bitcoin in there and it mixes with other people. And then you can pull the same amount of coin out, except it's not really traceable to you anymore. And then you can do what you got to do with it.
Yeah. It's good times.
Yeah.
It's good times. All right, we're going to read a couple more here, and then we're going to take a break and go to New Tech, and we will still read all of the super chats that are on YouTube on New Tech. Don't worry. Philip Oliver Holes. Pops just took a big full-time gig as a National Guard recruiter. Do you have any tips such as social media, how to approach prospects, or pique interest?
Well, when I myself never worked directly as a recruiter. I got put on long tour orders to assist recruiters. And they would always take me when they wanted to sell hua. Because I was triple tabbed. I had 2 wars under my belt, or 3 wars under my belt at the time. And they would take me to the suburbs, and 80% of the people that they got to show interest all wanted combat, and they're almost all white. All right. Now, I also, I put people in the military for 33 years, never as a recruiter. And I did not play favorites. I think maybe in 30 some odd years, I sent like 3 people to the Marine Corps. But I love the Marine soldiers. I just hate the way they do business. It's unsavory. But I would ask him simple questions. Do you want to learn a marketable skill, or do you want the action? All right. If you want a marketable skill, go in the Navy or the Air Force. Navy preferably, because you can learn in the Navy. They'll teach you to be a carpenter, an electrician, a pipe fitter, HVAC. I mean, the whole deal. And then literally, if you do your 4 years, you get out. Say they train you in HVAC. You literally get out, go to your city where you're going to move to or where you live, go to the union, sign up. You go right to the top of the board because you're already trained, and 2, you're military trained. So that means when you do your apprentice time, the guy doesn't have to show you a bunch of shit. He doesn't have to supervise you that much. He just says, this is what I want. Make it happen. And if you have a problem, you tell him. They love those arrangements. Just saying.
All right. Maverick7508. I thought you could use some laughs, he said. So, as to my ex, we covered most of it during my interview, but the breakoff was pretty sharp. She bailed like a fiend and then shooed me out when I called her a quantaha over text. Thank you for the memes. They're all showing up a little bit big, so I can't really put them on the screen, but I can take you out with a butt and a straw.
Oh, bastard.
Yeah, I know. That was a nice one. Those one of those, like, okay, are those painted on? I mean, what the hell is that?
That looks like she's a gymnast. That she's got gymnast legs and ass.
Something tells me you could, line up some walnuts in there, single file, and she would crack them for you.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Smooth Criminal wanted us to know about Coach Red Pill. Thank you very much. And before we go to New Tech, of course, Channel 1-800-DUMB has got to have this.
God! Hate this one.
I know. Talk about your butterface. Actually, it's all bad. All right, we're going to take a quick break so Bob can empty his squirrel bladder. But before we do that, I want to make sure that I let you guys know about the sponsor for tonight's stream. It is the Men's Guide to High Conflict Divorce. Kind of fitting, considering the subject matter. Self-deletion rates among men skyrocket after a divorce. But you're not alone. Prepare yourself for the long game needed to survive a divorce with Thomas Fitzgerald's book, Men's Guide to High Conflict Divorce. It's available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle right now. There is a link in the Meat Gazer box. So click it, you dumbasses.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. All right. We're going to jump to new tech, and we're going to do some fucked up but funny, and then read the rest of your super chats.
All right.
I hope you're ready for this. It's going to be a good time. We'll see you in 5 minutes. Look for those links in the chat.
All right.